go. So we left Bullara Station early this morning and we're heading out to our first camp at Point Billie. We're booked in there for 2 nights before we head to South Lafroy for the next 6. And then after that we go down through Coal Bay and further on. But for now we're just heading off grid for those 8 days. This is the turn off here. Obviously it's saying the campgrounds are full at the moment. The whole booking system over in WA is a bit of a shit show, to be honest. I think because it's so cheap, people are booking and then you only get 50% of your deposit back if you cancel within the last month. So people aren't even bothering. So supposedly there's a lot of room, but it is booked out. So we struggled to get in where we could and we're gonna have to jump around a fair bit. Basically, where's it showing? Yeah, so we'll be heading out. We're here, we're just heading across this way here, out to Point Billie. So, yeah. Lowering the tyre pressures, turn the dust suppression system on. I don't know what the road conditions like, but 25 in the front. Run 25 PSI in the front, 30 in the rear. It's been good to us everywhere else, so see how we go once we get in. Looking forward to getting out on the beach, hopefully being able to get the boat out and going for a fish. You reckon, Chuck, you want some more fresh fish? Hey?
Point Billie.
Yeah, look at you go. We got 2 nights in at Point Billie. It's all we could get in a row. It seems to be the same stories everywhere else here, but it's maybe a third full at the moment. A lot of people have been saying the same thing, that they're even getting moved around from camp spot to campsite. Even though there's no one, but it's not too bad. It's not the sort of ride on the beach feel that some of the other camps have got, but there's lots of these little walkways through here. It's good now, but it's been blowing its tits off all day. Pissed down this morning as well. It's about to go dark, so there's no point in getting the tinny out just yet. We're hoping that it stays this way for tomorrow so we can go for a fish. Spent the day preparing all our rods, reels, servicing the reels, swapping over all the hooks on lures, and all the bits and bobs. So hopefully the weather plays nice tomorrow and we can get out for a fish. So this morning we went for a quick fish out of Point Billie before we had to check out, just before 10 AM. Didn't have much luck, even though it looked pretty smooth. It was actually, it was pretty shitty out there, and we couldn't make it past the breakers at all. So we fished in close, caught some undersized cod and a bunch of reef fish, but nothing worth keeping. We've now moved out to South Lafroy. It's literally just around the corner from Point Billie, maybe half a K that way, if that. So you wouldn't think it'd be that much different, but yeah, it's the last spot's grassy and a bit farmy, whereas this spot's obviously we're right on the beach here. Got car obviously set up, the boat's already off, and obviously we're here. So much nicer beach, better access. I don't think all sites are like this. Some are, some aren't. I think we sort of lucked it a little bit, to be honest. You can see nice white beach the whole way. Then the tide comes right up. I think normally you can camp on the beach along there, but at the moment with the full moons, there's not much beach left. So obviously dogs are allowed. Go for a swim. Ningaloo Reef, dive 1. If we don't make it, we're dead. We've made friends.
Is there actually? Hello.
We figured that safety in numbers, so see how we go. Weather hasn't exactly been turning on the last couple of days. It's been pretty windy. We managed to get the tinny out once with another younger couple we met who were walking past. We spent the day doing a bit of snorkeling, which was actually really nice. The weather was pretty good to us then in the morning. The wind kicked up in the afternoon. Ever since then it's just been windy as well. So now we're having to contend with rain and some storms. So still an extremely beautiful spot, but just not the weather we were hoping for. Is it?
Nah. Go away.
But we went for a bit of an explore today. We caught up with Chris and Laura from, what's their Instagram page? All Oz Adventures. We keep bumping into those guys. I reckon they're bloody stalking us, but nah. They were here for a couple of days, so we were going to try and go for a fish, but the weather was no good, so we went and checked out the whaling station. And then went for a drive through the dunes, which was pretty cool. Had a flick for some fish, didn't have much luck. Went for a bit of a snorkel along the tide was running along the beach really hard, so I sort of jumped in one end and went along. It was a bit hard going, but I did see my first decent shark while diving. So I don't know what it was. I think if they get nurse sharks here, look, that's what it looked like. It looked like a nurse shark, about maybe 2.5 to 3 meters long. So enough for me to poo my pants and get out the water anyways, and that was me done. But we have got, even though the reef, which is right out on the edge there, is a long way away, you can just see off in the distance a ton of whales jumping over and over again. So that's also been pretty cool. Everything about this spot is awesome. Just the weather's not playing nice at the moment. So And I don't think it's supposed to be really good over the next couple of days either, which is a bummer, because this spot would be incredible if the weather was a bit better. But I also went for a fish just off the beach before and got a queenie, so at least we got some fish, but not exactly the fish I was after anyways. Beggars can't be choosers. Like an old rusted out truck chassis by the looks of things. How cool is that? So the old pedals still move. Probably. Offshore, so the first maybe 200 metres is bearable to fish. I decided to get the tinny out because I don't think it's going to get any better. There's a couple of weed patches close to shore, so I reckon they get squid out here. We haven't had any luck yet, but put a little bit of time in today. Hopefully it's bearable. This wind's doable, the chop's fine, as long as it doesn't rain, so it's not completely miserable for me out on the boat, then we should be fine. But see how we go. Hopefully, even if I see some cool shit, I wouldn't mind. Just something better than sitting at camp all day anyways, I suppose. So everybody else's boat's parked up, no one else is out. It's generally a pretty good sign that you're probably not going to have much luck, but see how we go. You don't see this on any of the postcards about Exmouth? Shithouse weather. It's supposed to be like this the rest of the week as well, so makes it hard going. So although the fishing here hasn't been what we were sort of hoping for with the wind and the shitty conditions, we did manage to get a feed. I think we said earlier that we managed to catch a queenfish just literally straight off the beach with a bit of bait the other day. And then I went for a fish yesterday on the boat and managed 2 squid, a little one and a big one. Nearly 3. The big one I got as I was bringing it in, actually a huge squid to be honest, maybe 50 centimetre hood. I attacked that squid and started eating it on the way in. So by the time I got it So the boat, unfortunately, dropped off, but it had already eaten its eye and started chomping on the rest. So for tonight, we had half of it last night. We've got queenfish fillets, you know, a bunch of queenfish fillets, and some crumbed calamari as well. So half of it last night. Over here in the Ziggy, we're cooking the fish up in that side, obviously. Over here we've got the windbreak going because it's been so bloody windy today. We're using the solar panel cover, but we've got some potatoes, capsicum and zucchini. So that's already done, ready to go. That's just staying in there to stay warm. So we'll put the fish on now. The oil in this should be hot enough, hopefully. Well, we're leaving South Lafroy today. We've just backed up. Sinead's about to jump in the car. True to style, it's blowing its tits off again. So I think we've been in the Exmouth area for probably nearly 2 weeks now, haven't we?
Sure.
And I reckon out of those 14 days, we would have had easily over 10, where it was just blowing flat out all day, consistently, to the point where you can't really do much. So it's a windy part of the world, that's for sure, which is a bit of a bummer. We still had a really good time, but it was just, I think it would have been a lot better if we got, you know, we don't expect it to be awesome every day, but just a couple of all right days. But anyways, we're off to, we're going through Coral Bay today. We couldn't get in Coral Bay anywhere, it was too busy. So we're heading through out to Aurora Station, I think it is. So we'll spend the day in Coral Bay, where we're out of water, out of all our fresh produce. So we need to do some shopping. Hopefully find a car wash. Everything's filthy. We're not going to clean too well because we're still continuing along the coast, but eventually we're going to have to, I think, pull everything apart and give everything a good clean, because after this wind and the sand, it's just in everything. So and the salt's a killer, so we'll have to spend a fair bit of time trying to tidy all that up. So here we go.